Pads are officially on, and real football is back in Las Vegas. The Raiders hit the field for their first padded practice of training camp, cranking up the energy, the tempo, and high stakes competition is at an all time high.
All that matters is today. Stay present, man. 3.5 hours, do this together, man. It starts with us, it ends with us. Hey, no cheers! We got.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you guys for coming.
Come on, let's show some fight. You heard TB12. Let's show some fight. It's time to fight right now. You know, it's the first day of padded practice, and everybody is excited and juiced about it. I think all the content creators about to come from under their rock now. So let's get to it. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the BART, the Bay Area Raiders Talk. And you know, I'm here with my brethren, with Pizzle Washington himself, Pizzle Wizzle.
What's
And you know,
cracking, y'all?
we got the chaplain himself, Mr. Are You a Nando-sexual? Raider Twuan. Y'all better go check out that video because that's where it all started, y'all. That's where it all started. Yes. What's up to the chat, Raiders?
Hold on a second. I seen a car sexual today. I seen someone's car sexual instead of Amanda sexual. I was going through these things, the Instagram today, and they were talking about, you know, this great 2016 year, how we were going to go to a Super Bowl and Carr's going to win the MVP. And yeah, it was the guys in the chat were calling them car sexuals.
Yeah, well, there's a new quarterback in town, and there's a new group of sexuals, Nando-sexuals. So check out that video to see if you are a Nando-sexual. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but check it out. Well, it could be a bad thing a little bit, for real. Yeah. So shout out to the chat Raiders. What's good? They pulled up early, you know, they hacked in early. Alfredo, what are you doing, Alfredo?
What up, Alfredo?
Brother Yaha. Oh, I'm sorry, brother Yaya. Yaya, what's good with you? I'm glad you was able to catch a live, my brother. Salute to you. So, man, let's let's talk about before we get into it. Don't forget this Friday at 8:30 p.m. West Coast time is the beginning and the very first episode of Fight or Flight Club. If you are about that debate action and you have something that you want to get off your shield, pull up to the Fight or Flight Club, where the audience is going to be one of the judges to determine who can debate their Raider knowledge. It's going to be a structured debate, no disrespect, just all love, all fun, getting ready for the weekend. So that's something that we're going to pull up. You see them heavy hitters on there. You see them on there. So do you want to get on there? Do you have the heart? Do you have the intestinal fortitude to get it done? We will find out starting Friday. So make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all come in. Don't be a chat raider. Hit that subscribe button so that way you can see when we go live and we do our breakdowns, or if you just want to see the show. But make sure you hack in and subscribe to all 3 channels because you don't want to miss it. Man, speaking of missing it, y'all missed last night's show. Me and Raider Twuan did a late night show last night, and it was the presser with the kickers and the special teams coach, and we got a treat last night. So you might want to go back and look at that. If you don't know about Coach Joe DeCamillis, we have changed his name. He is officially Joe DeRillis. He is the realest coach. I mean, Twine, tell them. You better tell them. Yeah, they might not believe me, so you tell them.
Hey, look, y'all need to go check that out. I know everybody likes to downplay, you know what I'm saying, special teams. Special teams is a very special part of the completion of winning a football game. We've seen so many years where, you know, Shane Leckler went out there, and so many years Janikowski went out there and saved our behinds, and that was special teams. So that we got a little taste of what the energy is in that special teams section of the Las Vegas Raiders. And yeah, you definitely want to go check that out.
And I made a confession. I made a confession last night. It was Sunday. I made a confession. I was talking about I wasn't in love with Kirk Cousins. I was in love with competent quarterback play. But it's official. I'm officially in love with Cousin Kirk. I knew. See, I've always liked him from afar, but now that he has that silver and black on, that put a little extra swag in your bag. You feel me? So y'all was out there talking about my man tripping over his own feet in his shoelaces, and he looking like he 80 years old. Well,
Right.
yeah, check this out. Put this in your pipe and smoke it.
That's Brent. Look at Kirko. That's Brent. Look at Kirko.
Yeah, them things, man. What y'all think about Kirk Go Bangs? Bangs.
I think he thought he was Bo Jackson right there, and he's going to run down the tunnel and shit.
Right, right.
That's what I thought.
Man, I thought he was faster than AOC 12 or whatever y'all be calling him.
AO 12.
Yeah, AO 12. Yeah. So he showed that he was out there running like he was Forrest Gump, like just run, Kirk, run. You feel me? So, man, yeah, you're right, man. There was an all-star cast for the Fight or Flight Club. It's going to be fun. Make sure y'all hack in for sure, for sure. So, man, today, first practice of pads. This is what everybody was talking about. I don't know. It was a lot of hypercritical analysis of OTAs in the training camp and a lot of speculations. And then, you know, some people were like, well, I'm waiting for the pads. Well, guess what? That time is here. Coach Kubiak addressed the nation and gave us his thoughts about it. So let's take a peek in what he had to say, y'all.
All right, guys. Wherever you guys are.
Clint,
I know hold on.
Coach, you can never be
he don't got a Raiders water right there. What's going on?
No, don't start that. He got a Raider logo on.
Yeah.
They was out of Raider water.
they ain't got no Raider water, bro. He ain't rapping right now, bro. We need to pump the brakes right now. Where's the Raider water?
This far through camp, is there anything that you're pleasantly surprised by, something maybe you didn't expect to be as far as you are?
I think we just have a professional group of players. You know, they care about getting better. You know, we don't have any turds. We got guys that want to be here, that want to win, that want to change this place. And so I'm really happy with that.
I was going to say, you know what happened to Michael Mayer?
Yeah, he busted his nose open. He'll be all right.
The three running backs who worked out, how much is their contribution to special teams the tiebreaker for that next running back spot?
Absolutely. Those guys, you know, whoever the second and third back is, those guys have to be core special teams players for us. And when you're evaluating in the draft, you got to take that into account. So I know that John does a great job of getting us guys that can play multiple spots, that being teams.
You mentioned Hezekiah Massey. I want to see what it looked like when the pads came on. I know it's only been one day. What did you see early on?
I didn't notice him, so I got to go watch the tape. Nobody threw it over his head, though, so that was good.
There hasn't been a player up here who hasn't talked about culture all week. How do you define it? Because they say it's better. How do you define it?
Yeah, well, I think it's really important that it's those guys that define it. There's things we talk about in team meetings, but words are really just – they're just words, you know. So I think the most important thing is we go watch our tape, and then we talk about what is acceptable and what is not, what effort looks like, what it doesn't look like, and then we let the players go set that standard. So it's their game, not ours.
What did you think of between the cornerbacks and the wide receivers with the pads on for the first time?
No, you know, it's fresh off the field. Got my eyes on a lot of things, mainly to make sure we're staying up, which you didn't do a very good job of today. But we'll go watch the practice film and see where we are.
What did you have your eyes on today?
What did I have my eyes on today? It's about guys being able to practice the right way with their pads on, not cheap shotting each other, not hitting each other from the side, thudding the right way, practicing like professionals.
What's your thoughts about Malik Benson's progress throughout camp?
He's got a good head start, playing good football. He has a lot in front of him, a lot that he needs to prove to us.
What's stood out about Jalen Naylor's camp so far?
Bringing Jalen here in the spring, he had a baby, he missed some practice, so I just wanted to see where he was at, learning the system. But he's picked up right where he left off. We expect big things out of Jalen. He has high expectations for himself. I think he can get better as we keep rolling.
You got 3 Georgia players in your defense. Is that giving sort of instant chemistry along those lines?
It does. It's a phenomenal program there. Happy to have those guys and hope that their toughness rubs off on the rest of them.
Where do you see him fitting in this offense?
He's got a long way to go. He's got to learn the scheme, but his mind's right. He cares, and he has to go show us he can be a force in the run game.
It's going to happen naturally with pads anyway, with the competitive level kind of just above it. Like, I'm good at that before.
It was. That's what it should look like every day. Yesterday it wasn't good enough, so we're looking for leaders to drive the energy of practice.
There was some snap issue, and there was some low snaps. It seemed like he was able to salvage the plays a little bit. Is that kind of what you want to see for a quarterback?
Yeah, it's part of playing the position, but we have to get that cleaned up. But that's why the quarterback's got to be one of the best athletes on the field. Got to grab a low snap and then be able to jump on it when it's over his head.
About wanting to see Fernando respond to adversity coming into this camp. Just how have you seen him do that so far?
It's our 4th practice. There'll be more adversity to come, to be determined.
It's one thing for a player to be asked about an assistant and say nice things. It's another when they bring it up. And your players are universally bragging on your staff. What's that tell you about the guys you hire?
That's the expectation. Our guys are extremely coachable. I think when I hear something like that, it just makes you want to work harder for those players, and be at your best for them because they're counting on us to get them better.
For Fernando having a bit of an up and down day today, how much of that is mental when you're stepping into the NFL for the first time, seeing guys come at you in pads?
Yeah. There's 60 to 80 plays in a game, and there's going to be ups and downs. And, what quarterback can get the rest of the other 10 players playing at their best. So that's what we're looking for. And there will never be a perfect game or a perfect practice. But I think he's doing a good job. I don't expect him to be perfect right now.
That's good. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks.
Hey, okay. What do you guys think about that? What stuck out to you guys about that presser?
Well, the first thing is we got no turds on the team. I like that. I like that term. All right. So that's cool. Like he knows who wants it. We got people that want to be there. That's a plus too, right? So that's cool. It's just kind of vanilla. Like he said, he's just. I would be astounded about the coaching staff that we have too. If I was a player, it's an all-star coaching staff. The only one that's we don't really know about really is Coach Rob over there on the defense. He's the only question mark for me. There might be 1 or 2 other ones. I don't know, but Coach Rob is the main one for me. The offensive coordinator is definitely all good. The offensive line coach is all good. So we're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Speaking of the revenge of the turds, it seemed like everybody is stuck on that part. Let's see. I'm gonna tell you what Coach Clint Kubiak said. What he's seen from his Raider roster. He said, quote, "We have a professional group of players." Let me see. Where Twuan at?
What's good?
I got to work on my straight face by being happy. My Clint Kubiak face.
Yeah.
We have a professional group of players. We have a professional group of players that care about getting better. We don't have any turds. We have guys that want to be here, that want to win, want to change this place. So really happy about that. How was that?
Yeah,
So
not too bad. You know what I'm saying?
I need to work on it.
I need you to be a little more straight faced, but that was
Okay,
good for your first try.
okay. We'll work on it. We'll work on it. So, okay, so you know Coach Kubiak, I think the most uh cuss word you'll hear out of his mouth is when he said he was gonna they asked him was he gonna come here and he said, hell yeah. I think that's probably about it you're gonna get. I think that's why you got the turd comment. I mean, so I guess he don't want he don't want to cuss right there, but it's good that he's saying that to get to let the guys know. Some things that stuck out to me is like they want to make sure they tackle right and hit right and make sure you don't go out there and injure your own player. You do want to be able to be physical, but you don't want to cause an injury. I mean, injury is inherent with the game, but you don't want to put guys in position where they're injured before the season even starts. So that's what stuck out to me. What about you, bro?
Yeah, what I think there was a lot of stuff within there. I kind of wish we kind of did the stop start, but I know we're trying to keep things moving. The no turns. The thing is with that is, we have to keep in mind that Kubiak is, a man of faith. So, he ain't gonna be just cussing just to be cussing. You know what I'm saying? If he does cuss, then they should be knowing like he's really, you know what I'm saying? He went across the line to really let you know how he really felt. So, in that situation, he's just telling us that there's no real guys that are concerns, you know what I'm saying? At this point, I talked to I was talking to Black, behind the scenes, and I was like, hey, really, and I asked you guys in the chat, like, name me one player that you think is really just stinking it up. You know what I'm saying? Or where we are on the roster where it just stinks. Now there is concerns, you know what I'm saying? There is concerns in certain rooms, and some of that is, attributed to the team being young, but in overall, we don't got any guys that's like, oh my gosh, here we go with this guy out there. This is the stinking part of the team. I don't think we have that. So, right now Kubiak's still trying to figure out, who's here for the long haul, but at this point, it seems like everybody's putting in the work. The other thing is, in regards to masses, some people have, I think we have to realize that the secondary, anytime the secondary is quiet, that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? If your name is called in the secondary, then obviously you're doing something that shouldn't be done right. You know what I'm saying? So by him not really recognizing that masses was, you know what I'm saying, out there and doing his thing, then obviously that was a good thing. And then he said jokingly, hey, I didn't see nothing get thrown over his head. So again, that goes to what I'm saying is, in regards to secondary, quiet is actually good.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because we were having this conversation last night about what you asked me what really stinks about what's going on in our our situation right now. And I really tried to think of some things that just stunk. You know what I mean? Like not a little scent. It stunk. And I couldn't really think of nothing. And you likened it to like when your mom is at home cooking up that meal and it smelled real good, but it ain't done yet.
Right.
That's what it was kind of like. And it was funny to even hear Coach Kubiak kind of like make the correlation with the TERS thing. So for me, just like I was saying, I'm locked in, laser focused. Twuan, I think you locked in and laser focused as well. And Pizzle been locked in. He's been seeing things, and he's still saying things that haven't come into fruition yet, but they have been. And he locked in laser focused. So we locked in and laser focused over here. So I'm really liking that about what I'm seeing from them, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from us here at the BART. So shout out to y'all. And shout out to the chat because y'all locked in too, chat readers. Hit that like button for your boys. So what up, Dark? What was it? Mayor got bloody nose. It wouldn't be football if it wasn't blood. So I think that's a nothing burger there. They talked about the ups and downs of Mendoza. We will talk about that for all you Nando sexuals. We will be talking about your mans. And what my boy Alfredo say, Nando sexuals rise up. And brother Yaya said we don't judge, and that's true. That's very true right there. Just because we speaking on it don't mean we judging it. But yeah, we will talk about his ups and downs in camps today, which to me is to be expected for his first camp. His first practice when it comes to, hitting and things like that. So let's
I
go
wanted
ahead.
to talk about the Michael Mayer situation. I think that's like you said. There's no worries about that. I think with Michael Mayer, again, he's a tight end. You want him to put his nose into situations, and what ended up happening? He put his nose in the situation, and he busted his nose. So these guys are being physical. I don't think it. The way that Kubiak talked about it, it wasn't like he was it was a situation where he needed to reprimand anybody because of that. You know what I'm saying? So all physicality right now is definitely being encouraged by our head coach.
Yeah, what's up with you, 805? Hey, I sent a message to your IG. If you can check that for me, brother, I'd like to talk to you about a couple things. But shout out to you for pulling up. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. J Rowe, what's up with my brother? He's a member of our membership. So shout out to him. And he pulled up last week too. So I appreciate you too as well, my brother. But one thing that is getting under your skin, Twine, a little bit, that me and you kind of have a divide in the road right now. But I don't know. I'm getting a little close. I'm starting to weave a little bit. When you hit the what they call it, the oh shit, when you go nodding off and they go bloom, 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 bloom. Yeah, I'm starting to bloom, 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 bloom a little bit. Max Crosby, he has a list. He has a list of things that they're talking to him about. And I know Coach Kubiak said that we have to plan practice around him. We want him to play at game speed or whatnot. But you reckon practice. But do we need to kind of scout for that as far as practice? What are your thoughts about that, brother?
Man, look, come on now. This is supposed to be our leader of our franchise. He's supposed to be the you know what I'm saying? You can consider him the face of the franchise at this point. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be the leader on and off the field. He's the big dollar guy, and we got to give him a letter and list the things that he can and cannot do. Like that goes back to the whole conversation of me talking about him being a leader and everybody else following suit. Like if he's being a habitual line stepper and everything else, how is that going to translate to all these young impressionable guys that are trying to be, something in this league? Like, come on now, like you're a leader. There's certain things that just a leader should already know off top. We shouldn't have to have a specific meeting or a list for you before we start practice. Like that, come on now. Like that's the stuff that frustrates me. Like the reason why it frustrates me, let me break that down, is we've been going through so many years of how we were always leading and penalties and what I call panties on the ground. You know what I'm saying? We don't need flags just to be having flags and boneheaded decisions. And the way you get those penalties is how you behave at practice, because the way you practice is the way you play. So I look, when I heard that from the Raiders, you know what I'm saying, radio, look, you can miss me on that. Like it's something that definitely is not just a cause of concern at this point.
Yeah, I want to know what you think too, Pedro, after that, because I know you have some thoughts about that. But let me swerve back in my lane a little bit to defend Max, because I'm pro Max this year, but I'm not trying to, be I don't have a term for it yet, but I'm not blind to what's going on. But for Max, I think a lot of it is he's being selfish right now. But although this has kind of been a thing his whole career, I think he's trying to work his way back into shape, going full throttle. Um, I do agree with you that when I heard that there's a list like like a love letter to him, like please show us some love, man. Let us get this offense going. Um, I was like, oh, that's a little much, Max. That's a little much. And like I said earlier, Max, if they really, really want you to stop, we need you to kind of throttle that down. I don't know yet how I totally feel about that, but at the end of the day, there is a letter out there. So that does say some things about that. And before I get what you say, Pizzle, I want to thank Bruce Willis for being the newest member. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. All of you members are going to get exclusive content, even of the Fight or Flight Club. We're gonna have the shows, the full episodes on there. Where if you're a member, you're able to watch the full episodes. And also, I'm going to do like live chats and all of the perks for you guys. I appreciate you guys for pulling up and hacking into the memberships. And once these guys get to the point they have memberships, I hope you guys will support them as well. Thank you, Mr. Bruce Willis. You a real one, man. You've been here. You are A1 from day one, man. So I appreciate you more than you probably even could imagine, my brother. So thank you. And for those that's going to do it in the future, thank you. Or that's considering it, thank you as well for even considering it. Pizzle. Max Krenosby. Max Krenosby.
Well, I think he's a you say he's a habitual line stepper. I call him a constant mutinist. That guy's just causing mutiny everywhere. First of all, we talked about this the other day, right? He's all up on the panel. He had his Raider shirt in his hand, showing his tattoos, setting a fine example of me-ness, being selfish, not going along with the program. Now I got to send you a letter. Not only do you not know better than to do that, but now I have to send you a letter about how and what we're going to do for practice and stuff. Like, I don't even understand the way that these players think that they run shit around here. Like, you're not running anything. You're a player. Like, this is your job. You show up and you do. I thought he would be more thankful and be a little bit more humble about being able to come back to this Raider organization and show a little bit humbleness and appreciation for being able to actually come back and then put up with it. And then now he's just causing more ripples. Like, just get out there and just do your job, man.
Yes, I do call him a habitual line stepper. But through his career, he hasn't really hurt anybody. It hasn't. I think his intention. I've heard him say this out his own mouth. Is his intention is to make the player across him better. And in this situation, DJ Glaze. Now we know DJ Glaze needs some work. I'm expecting him to really turn this corner right now. This is his third year, right? Yeah, in year 3. And we have some ground to make up there. And if he want to earn that position, because he does have a player behind him, Charles Grant, that's really trying to put his hat into the bid as well. And if Max can put pressure on him to make him a better player, then I think that I see what you're trying to do. But if it's at the detriment of the team, if I see it become a detriment of the team, then I'm going to probably have to drive on the shoulder of the road with my brethren. I don't know if I'm all the way off the road into the dirt, into the ditch yet, like Pizzle called him a mutinist. But I can definitely see where that can be an issue, and it can create a mutiny as well. Alfredo.
Okay.
He's officially another member. Thank you, brother. See, it's contagious. It's contagious. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. This is why I appreciate it more than you know, because I know sometimes, somebody got to step out there and then kind of like Jerry Maguire, who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? And
I think
sometimes all it takes is that one extra person. And Alfredo, that one extra person is you. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate those that's considering it as well. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. That's going to make me work even harder. I don't know if you guys see how hard we working over here, but we working. We seeing Raider Twuan pop up like the ice cream truck, and we seeing Pizzle stand 10 toes. As he say, how do you do that other than 10 toes? And I say, brother, I appreciate you as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you for the newest members of the Black the Quarterback Foundation, you know, like the chat raiders. So I appreciate you too as well, brother. So
I would
what you think, Twan?
I would be with you on that, Black. But if he's the leader and they specifically have to put a list down for our leader, like he should be going with the system, not bucking the system. Like it, and even, and I'm not saying that he's out there just, you know, completely wreaking havoc, but if they felt like I need to give my leader a letter, then that tells you that they have a feeling that he's not in the right mindset. And that's just how I feel about it. Like, I'm not just going Black. I'm not going to tell you a list of things to do or not do if I don't think you know what I'm saying. If I didn't feel like you was going to buck the system. So for them to even make an extra effort, because again, the leader should already know what time it is. So if they got to make an extra effort for him, then I don't know if Max Crosby's in the right place.
I hear you.
Not saying oh, he doesn't deserve to be on the team, but I'm just saying whatever mentality or whatever, you know what I'm saying, thoughts that he's having on the way the team should go, that's not his place. That's for the head coach to establish the intensity. That's where, you know what I'm saying, for him to establish what the culture is going to be for the team.
It's a fine line because
it's just supposed to execute that.
It's a fine line to that, because one thing that has been said is that you do want the players to coach each other, because what that's saying is that they're showing each other accountability. Sometimes you don't want to hear the coach in your ear because the coach might come out of nowhere, especially if it's a coach like Joe DeRillis. Because if you see him coming, boy, you if y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all, I'm telling y'all, go back and watch the video from last night. Then you might not want. You might rather have another player tell you how to get it done. But it's a fine line, Max. That's why I call him a habitual line stepper. So I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard argument for me to go against you guys, because it can happen. I just think he's doing what he wants best for the team, but you're not bigger than the team, so you got to find that line, brother, and stay there. J-Ro, yes, we used to have a way of handling dudes like that in practice, especially if you have somebody coming around that edge. Then coach would tell them, hey, if he want to go live, we live. So go on and take him out. Go on and take him out, whether that be chopping him, double teaming him, you know what I'm saying? Send another person to go over there and wham block him, all kind of stuff. So yes, J-Ro, you're right. We used to have a way of handling that, and maybe they might have to go that way with Max. But if they do that, that's going to make our O-line better, because when they go up against elite pass rushers, then they're not, the moment is not too big and they're pissing down their legs. So that's that fine line I'm teetering, you guys. So tell me what you guys think in the chat. Do you think Max is doing a little too much? Is he doing too much? Do you guys see it that way or not? You know, let me know. Let me know, y'all. My boy said, Pizzle, ain't you hot, man? Sweater and a beanie. I know, right? He like the YNs that walk around with the poo shicey and the hoodie on, and it's 100 degrees. Is you too hot?
It ain't too hot where I stay right now, I'll tell you that.
That's true. That is true. In the Bay, it's true. The closer you are to the water, the cooler it is. That's why we always so chill. What part of the reason? Cool Kev, speaking of being cool, what's up with you, brother? Thank you for hacking in, brother. It's always good to see you. 805, I hope you and the family definitely took a well-deserved vacation. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Welcome back, brother. We've been missing you, so welcome back. Let's see what Cool Cat says. He says, I think he is hard working on the tortas than the podcast, in his opinion. I'm gonna have to have you tell me about the whole torta thing. I understand a little bit, but I don't think I'm getting it all. Pause, because I'm not. So let me know in the chat what you mean exactly by that. Jason, what's good with Jason Marshall? He says Max going. He's getting his team ready to battle. That's how I look at it. He said Pizzle cold blooded. Cool Kev says every star player flex in every organization is standard operating procedure. Okay. Stio says, can one of you guys give me a shout out? Mateo, of course. Can we get a Raiders for Matthew? 1, 2, 3. Raiders. Shout out to you, brother. Welcome. Shout out to you. Yaya says, Cosby is on the field a lot. Understandable, but he could pull it down going forward. So yeah, you guys are seeing it the same way. Somebody is seeing it the same way. So Max Crosby, they said, although though, with all that being said, they said Max, people can't still believe that he's fresh off of rehab. This is coming from Levi Edwards on Twitter. And he's out there doing what Max does. So we're going to see how it all plays out. I really hope that he really doesn't hurt the team more than he's trying to help the team. And Max Crosby continues to dominate. He beat DJ Glaze to record a sack on Cousins. So I think he's just trying to take his game to another level, because we're going to be hypercritical of him this year. People are expecting him to play at the level that he's played at and even better. And he's even said himself that he was going to do that. And I just think he's already trying to lock in. So we will see how that plays out. But like I said, he's trying to get DJ Glaze in position to be successful. And DJ Glaze, hey, me personally, I love how you play, but hey, we don't need you to be giving up a gang of sacks, man.
Definitely don't do that, man.
Let's take a look at a few other guys that's in camp that stood out, things that stood out. Eichenberg, the Berg brother.
Oh boy.
They said he out there playing Angry Berg. I'm gonna call him Angry Berg. And I hope he can keep it up, because he can turn into an iceberg. But even icebergs is dangerous. So I don't know which one we going to get. But I'm expecting him, and I'm hoping that he definitely plays well, plays strong, play fast, play at 100 miles an hour. And I hope that this is a year that he turns the corner and starts to get on the radar as well, because, those Berg brothers, they were kind of just like ancillary parts to this defense. And not one of us a great special teamers, and the other one's kind of like in limbo. So I'm really hoping that he keeps this up, and I'll keep my eye on him. What you guys think about it?
Somebody got to step up. You know what I'm saying? The only people that we confident so far in is the two linebackers. So it's open season behind that, and we definitely gonna need depth. We can't. It would be crazy for us to think that we're gonna go into a season with two linebackers and they're gonna be healthy the whole season. So yeah, we need the Eichenbergs, we need the Lindenbergs, we need the Titanic Iceberg, we need Berg and Associates. You know what I'm saying? We need all parties involved at linebacker and Mr. Devondrick. You know what I'm saying? To step up. You know what I'm saying? So somebody got to do it.
Yeah, we need iceberg lettuce. We need anything. Iceberg slim. We need everything from you, bro. So definitely show up and get off where you're mad at. I love what I'm hearing about that, first padded practice. The thing about defense is, let me just say, like, being in the camp before, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this, is you get tired of running these drills, and you want to go out and Susie slapstick, hit stick. And so whenever you get those pads on, the defense is going to be uber aggressive because they want to hit something. So it's good to hear that these guys on defense are out there, because I heard Jeremy Chin was out there feeling some type of way because he couldn't let these wide receivers, because as a wide receiver, we used to talk a lot. And then, they like, we can't hit you because you can catch the ball, but I can separate mine from yours and make the ball go over there and make you go over there. But if you can't hit them in practice, then they feel like, okay, cool, we one up you, or they catch the ball and keep on running and then running to a touchdown. And like, I got a touchdown. And the defender, like, I could have got you. But if you go live, you'll see for real what the outcome is. So I think the defense is hungry. I'm loving that when I see it. And shout out to Eichenberg for out there, to be out there ready, really ready, and to set the tone.
Yeah, I think also too, we have to factor in that even with pads on, the defense can't fully get physical with them. You know what I'm saying? So even if a pass does go to a wide receiver, there's certain methods that take a little more physicality to break up a pass outside of just tackling the person and making them dislodge it. Like even some of the combat hand fighting is a little too physical in regards to what they're trying to do to preserve these guys. So, the defense can't really fully use all the tools within their belt to play, properly play the defense that they want to play. So yeah, the defense is kind of, they want to get out there and light somebody up, but they got to kind of pull that back a little bit in order for the betterment of the totality of the team.
Yeah. Shout out to J Rowe with the $5. He got 5 on it. $5 super chat. J Rowe is now the sponsor of the show right now. Thank you, Mr. J Rowe. He said, I just think that as a veteran and captain, he should know when to pump the brakes and when to hit the gas. I love that. Super chat and that comment. What do you guys have to say about that? Twuan, I don't know if you read it. I heard it. I'm going to read it again. He said, I just think that as a veteran and captain, he should know when to pump the brakes and when to hit the gas. What do you think about that?
I think that's I think that deserves some ice cubes. You know what I'm saying? I think that's an ice cube worthy statement. I really feel like, because you are the leader, not just because you are the leader, but you're one of the vets in the room. You know what I'm saying? You're one of the vets on this team. Like out of everybody that you expect to be in control, you expect for your veterans to be in control. And again, yeah, we want players to have the intent. How many times people are like, oh, we want people to have Max's intensity. Yeah, we want Max's intensity, but we also want you to have some control, because again, you're setting the example for guys like Keyron Crawford. You're setting the example for, guys like Stukes and whoever else might be looking up to, what Max has done in this league. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, quiet as kept. There's been guys that were in the combine that met with the Raiders and said, hey, one of my favorite players is Max Crosby. So if one of their favorite players is Max Crosby, then what are they doing? They're trying to do what Max Crosby does. So, whoever that may be. So if you're a leader, you definitely should know what time it is and how to act in those times. Now, I will say that Kubiak isn't stupid either. I think Kubiak is going to allow times to go ahead and light up Glaze. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give Glaze the business right now. We're gonna really work hard right now. But then there's times where it's like, hey, let's dial this back because I need to teach some things. I need to show the team a certain look, and the leader should understand. Okay, the coach wants me to dial it back right now. I can dial it back. Okay, the coach told me all go. Now it's time to all go.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see because it's kind of hard to teach fundamentals when you have the ultimate pressure on you. Like let's slow it down a little bit, get the technique down right, and see what it is that's going on that's causing you to not perform at the level that they know or they feel like that you should be able to perform at. And then at some point, like you said, Coach Kubiak is smart enough to know, all right, I'm about to unleash Max, like they said, and what was it? Was that 300 or somebody, or either that or no, it was Gladiator, Unleash Hell. I think that was the movie, but then it's a time and place for that. So I do agree with you on that, and I'm not far off the road with that with you. I mean, from you, and so I get it. I do get it. Believe me, I do get it. You got anything, Pizzle, about that?
Well, for me, it's obvious, right? I mean, like you're the guy. You've been here. It's not like you haven't been here for I don't know, several years, right? This is like fifth or sixth, seventh season or whatever. And he's been here for a long time, so he knows what the example is, right? He knows what conduct is. He knows what he's supposed to do, what he's not supposed to do. He knows these things, but yet at some point or another, he just acts like he don't know, and he has no recollection of how to behave and be a professional. But then he wants to come out and preach about being a professional, and so I don't know. Like, so I just, I just look at him as kind of a bad, like you say, he's a habitual line stepper, and yeah, he's just, I don't know what else he's going to have to do to get himself traded. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, see, I'm not. I don't think I'll end up in the ditch. I don't think it's that far, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. I don't know. I just don't think it's that far, but it could get that far. I'm not saying that it's not. It can't, but. El Capitan, Rafa, what's good with you, brother? Thanks for hacking in. Appreciate you, brother. I was just thinking about you today earlier. I was talking to Raider Jason Downs about you, brother. Good brother, man. I'm glad that you pulled up to the show, and you guys go to his channel, man. Support the brother. He's doing his thing, man. So I appreciate you pulling up as well.
Hey, so Black, let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
If what would be the in management? What would be the next step if I've already given you a letter?
Of course, I mean that's the paper trail to get you up out of there at some point. If you continue to habitually step over the line. I ain't about to let y'all do that. No, we about to talk about something else. I ain't about to let y'all do.
No, I'm just saying, like, normally the letter comes after you've already did something. Like, they started off with the letter. So what is the next? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really curious on what is the. I'm not saying that we're gonna put him on the next, Spirit, JetBlue out of there, you know what I'm saying, or a Legion flight out of there, you know what I'm saying, like it. But what would be the next step?
I think in a normal job situation, yes. In a normal job situation, and even on a job though, if you're the high performer and all that, your line is not the same line as everyone else's. You're going to get more opportunities and chances and letters and reprimands and all that than the average person that they don't want there, or just not as a high performer like you. Even if we were to make the correlation, I think that if it affects the team on the field, then we can look back to this moment now and say, look, this was the smoke. Now it's fire. And I get it, you know, you want to put the fire out before it becomes a blaze. Um, I just don't think that Max is going to be that. Just like I saw a comment right here, it says, same Max last 7 years, not expecting anything to change, Max. And like I said, even in the looking back, has it really hurt our team? Has he really hurt anybody doing it? I don't know. I don't know. My jury is out on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing popped off the other day at the presser. I'm telling you, man. He went up there all crazy like, and they're like, "We got to send a letter out."
J-Ro said that's what those gold jackets used to do. Oh, get them, get them, get them, J-Ro. That's what the gold jackets used to do. That's what the greats used to do, the legends. Let's see. J-Ro also said, as a U.S. Army veteran, sometimes drill sergeants have to take their hats off and sit down and eat with the troops. Okay. Yes, yes. Facts, Ro. Appreciate the service. Definitely appreciate the service and appreciate those that gave their life for the service more than anything. So, all right, Max. Part of the nation got the side eye on you. They got the side eye on you.
Just follow the tea leaves.
Yeah. Michael, what's good? Thanks for hacking in. So, another person who's been lighting it up in camp is Tatanka. Tatanka. I don't know if you guys know Dancing with Wolves. That's an old school movie. I guess I'm gonna be the Kirk Cousins here, where I could give the old dad jokes and stuff that you guys before y'all time. But Kevin Costner did a movie called Dances with Wolves, and Tonka Hemingway, he's trending. He was doing very well last year. I think in 6 games he had 4 sacks. Nice pass rusher. I want to see if he's going to be able to turn the corner and become like more of a 3-down D tackle. Some concerns because of his size and things like that. But I heard he is trending. He's doing good in camp, and people are really, really saying good things about this. The D tackle position is a position that a lot of us was concerned about. But we have a room full of D tackles. We're just going to see who was going to rise to the top in this room. And so, what you guys are feeling about Tonka rising to prominence here, or at least becoming more of a blip on the radar?
Go ahead, Twuan.
You know, Tonka Hemingway flashed last year at the kind of close to the end of the year. I think a lot of people were starting to see Tonka Hemingway on the radar, and I think a lot of us were hopeful that wasn't just a flash in the pan situation, and it seems like up to this point that Tonka Hemingway is close to being as advertised for us. He's definitely stepping up. I think he's getting a lot of reps with the ones and getting active in that way. So it's good to see that there's some young guys, stepping up to be a fixture on our D tackle situation. We need those guys to, definitely produce, obviously to help out, the guys that are on the outside. So, yeah. Hey, more props to Tonka Hemingway. Continue to do what you're doing. I'm gonna keep watching to see if you keep the fire burning or if you fall off.
Yeah, I think that I think he's going to be. I think he's like you said. I think he's going to continue on. His projection is going up instead of going down, right? And right now he's showing that he's showing up and he's showing out and he's out there pushing people around, getting his technique dialed in, which is the most important thing. Because the lowest guy wins, especially they're going to try and pull this tush push stuff on us later on this year, which I'm pretty sure they're going to try and do, because that's the craziest new technique that's being shown to everybody in the NFL right at this point. So But yeah, I think he's gonna show up good for us this year. Like Twan said, we need this new young blood to come in here and start dominating these old guys. These old guys, it's time to put them out to pasture like old Yeller, and let these guys. You have to let the new blood come in here and start rebuilding this team that way. It might hurt us in the beginning, but it's going to pay off in the end. In the long
Not
run.
old Yeller.
Oh Yeller. Come on, oh Yeller. Come on, bro.
Raider first downs, my brother. He almost let me. You talking about unleashing hell? I almost had to unleash hell yesterday in this chat, boy. They was trying to come for the Raiders, man. And that's another great content creator. If any of you mods in here from the mod squad, if y'all can put these guys' channel on in the chat, because I'm all about getting exposure. I might got like about an inch and a half of exposure, but I'm willing to give all I have for you guys because you guys show me so much love and show people that's even on this panel so much love. And Jason, he got a lot of shows going on, nice variety, a lot of knowledge from different angles, and I just love what they got going on over there. So I appreciate you. He is the new sponsor of the show. He stepped it up a little bit. He got 5.25 on it, so he got 5 on it and something to get the swisher with. So I appreciate you, brother, for sure. And you already know how much I appreciate you. I appreciate you more than you know as well. But I know you got an idea how much I appreciate you. So I'll salute to you, and I will be talking to you after this live, bro. We got some stuff to do for that fight club. That fight club gonna go crazy this week. I'm telling y'all, y'all might want to hack in. You might want to hack in. This is what my brother has to say. You know who can fix Max Wreck in practice? Lays and Grant. I like that. Yes, that's how I feel. That's who can stop him from doing that. So, what you guys think? What you guys think?
Yeah, I think Grant had a pretty good year last year, towards the end or whatever, but I don't know. We have to wait and see. I mean, it's not, he's going to have to beat out Glaze. We're going to find out right now who's going to win it.
You ain't lying.
To win it? Who wants it?
You
right,
are
and
not
don't forget
lying.
we got Bedford or whatever over there too. We got a bunch.
Spencer Burford. Yeah.
We got a bunch of people foaming at the mouth for this position. So let's see. Let's battle it out. Let's get it on.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. If y'all want to stop him, y'all stop him. Yep. So another player that's trending, seeing Sloan. I heard he's trying to get noticed. He's trying to get his name out there because he's kind of like a who's who guy out there. A lot of people may not know about him or whatnot, and I didn't know a whole lot about him. Did a little bit of homework on him, and he was a guy whose name popped up a lot during OTAs, and I seen some clips of him working hard, and he looked good. And so seeing Sloan, how you guys feeling about him?
He's a UDFA. He's trying to make his name known, not trying to downplay that, because again, anytime you get an opportunity, you need to produce. You need to try to, get your name out there. So, hey, shout out to him to, making the competition real, because again, opposite side of Max Crosby is kind of a, it is an open competition, right? Everybody wants to pencil in Kuntz, but outside of Kuntz, like, what do we have after that? You know what I'm saying? Or what do we have for futuristic reasons on that side of the ball? So is it going to be, Sloan, or is it going to be Keyron Crawford? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be that guy on the opposite side?
Yeah, I want to shout out Nutty Raider Nate for pulling up to the show. What's up with you, bro?
What up, Nutty One?
Thanks for pulling up. So yeah, let's see. Jay Marshall said Sloan, another high motor. He will get plenty of plays during preseason. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see him too. I'm looking for him to show us what he can do in real time. Because being a UDFA, you have to play above and beyond maybe even your own level. You have to raise your level to levels that you may not have seen, and this is the moment you do it, because you're not going to get a bunch of chances. And one thing I am seeing out of this camp is that we're able to get a lot of players reps so we can see what they have. Because at the end of this year, I don't think it's going to be a situation where we say, well, we didn't see what this person do. Let's kick the tires on this person next year. Because a lot of these people aren't Clint Kubiaks. And if you guys don't make way for yourself, then you're going to make way to the door. So, like I say, Clint Kubiak is like first person act up, first person drug out, like Pac. You act up, you're going to get drug out. So, seeing Sloan, shout out to you.
And I think Kubiak don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? I think he's trying to make sure it's a one and done. You know what I'm saying? In that situation of, let me figure out what I currently have on this roster so that I can, have a little conversation with Spytech and bring in the guys that are actually going to fit what I'm trying to do here. So yeah, Kubiak's definitely trying to, observe, you know what I'm saying, who needs to be on this roster. So that's another reason why Kubiak is maximizing all the snaps and all the, all the time that they have on the field, because he wants to see who's actually going to be, here moving forward.
Well, if Sloan is producing better than mental reps, because if all as Crawford's doing is mental reps, that might be a problem. So he might be able to slide in there.
Yeah, he definitely can get him some plays on the field, and then he might be able to perform on special teams. You perform on special teams, you're going to get some time on the field.
Yep. It's just, he's going to have to play his way into the situation. He's going to have to earn it.
Yeah, Jay Marsh says Sloan got rotated into the twos. Have to see what mixes. Yeah, we're going to see. Jack! What's up, Raider Nation? Hey, so watching Raiders First Downs show last night, I found out what your name really means. I'm not even gonna tell it right now because it is so amazingly funny that I marveled at it, and I could not wait till you showed up. I could not wait till you showed up. I was calling you Jack Gusto, but I'm gonna keep calling you that. But that name right there, brother, that was genius. That's genius. I might tell you guys one day when I'm feeling really, really good. But shout out to you, brother. Thanks for popping up like the ice cream truck, because I really was looking for you to pop up too, for real. Let's see if you guys look and see if you can figure out what it is. Let me know if you guys can figure it out, what his name is.
Oh man, I gotta get off the BART. I gotta go prep my stuff. I gotta go get dinner ready.
For sure. This is Pizzle's page right there. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to the channel.
Right on. Thanks for coming through.
And thanks for pulling up, brother.
Yep.
We'll see you Wednesday. We'll see you Wednesday with more updates.
Right on, Twuan. Good to see you. Good on. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Always good to see you, man.
I'm a Raider though.
I'm a Raider though. So, Ian Thomas, I heard he had a good catch in practice. It's not about competing with Mayer, but he out there making plays because we don't want him to be one-dimensional. And I heard he made a good catch out there, so that was good to see from him. I was happy to hear that out there from the tight ends, because that tight end room is going to be a major factor this year. Let me see. They said, let me see what Ryan McFadden off Twitter says. Tonka is shaping up to have a major role on the defensive line. Would have had a sack on Cousins today. Okay. Let's see. Malik Benson, he might rise up to the depth chart quickly. And that's something that was said about him earlier in the year when we drafted him. I think he's our 6th round pick. Yeah, he's our 6th round pick. Some say that he can rise to be the number one here or whatnot. I think he has to work on his routes a little bit. I don't think his catching is not an issue at all. I think he has nice the way he catches the ball is his hands are soft. The ball just naturally just fall into his hands like pillows. I love that. And he has a good speed, and when he has game speed too. When he get that ball, it's like he's really he turns it on. So I think he's someone that can work his way up to the number 2 fairly quickly. I don't know if it'll be this year, but I do think that Jack Mesh and Dante Thornton has to look in their rear view because objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. And he is definitely on y'all bumper. So y'all might want to step y'all game up because there's a lot of people saying that y'all might not make the squad, that y'all don't deserve to be here. I don't feel that way, but hey, somebody else can make you look that way. So y'all better step that game up.
No,
Anything on Malik?
I like him, Malik. I think he, has some flexibility. You know what I'm saying? Especially, definitely, I see him being a major asset for us on special teams.
Yeah.
But he's under he's under Trey Tucker's wing. You know what I'm saying at this point, and that's a good wing to be under. You know what I'm saying? I think Benson and Trey Tucker have some similarities. You know what I'm saying? That they bring to the table. So, for him to get under Trey Tucker, and learn from him, from the vet. Hey, look. And then, the other thing in regards to Benson is, he's been reported that he likes to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? He likes to, get involved, you know what I'm saying, and learn. So, yeah, he's hungry, you know what I'm saying? And anybody hungry that's willing to learn and put in the work, there's definitely a spot for you on this team. So excited to see what he does. Definitely his special teams, but hey, he might crack out a fourth wide receiver spot, you know what I'm saying, on this roster.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to try to work his way into rotation and get on that field because if you get on the field and you produce, you're going to get on the field more for sure. Um, uh, Ashton Genty, AJ, they said he brought the boom. They didn't say who he brought it on, but we already know what it
Right.
looked like. And I'm
Right.
glad they didn't tell us who it was on too, because I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I do not know. I do not want to know who it was. But I'm just glad to see that Ashton Genty is as advertised. He came into camp in shape, mentally ready, physically ready. I hope he's mentally ready. It appears that way. This is his second year. The second year, especially for running backs, is usually a good time for them because they understand the speed of the game. They can clean up some of the things that they were doing in their rookie season, those rookie mistakes. Like sometimes he would make a move when it wasn't necessary. I think that's because if you're not used to a block being made, you already ready to do it moving. And then if majority of the time that's the situation, you run in a hole and somebody is there or somebody shows up that not supposed to be there, then you're not going to keep running through the hole with reckless abandon. You're gonna hit the gas brake dip on them. So sometimes you might gas brake dip when you don't need to. And so I think that'll calm down for him. I think the speed of the game will slow down for him. I'm expecting a really big year for Ashton. I'm thinking like, 11, 1,200 yards, 1150, I believe was my number. Um, and so I'm just really excited to hear that in camp, first day. It's not just the defense that's doing hitting, it's the offense doing hitting. Because when I was on offense and I was wide receiver, I was very aggressive. I definitely used to give that corner a hard time. I used to give him the biz naive, as my boy little Scrappy said. I used to give him the business. I used to run him into the sideline and throw him around and bully them. Like, boy, you don't want to be out here with me. It's an issue out here. So I'm glad to see that the offense is giving it the way they taking it.
Yeah, Sugar Free, what I'm saying, is a guy that I definitely identify as Genty the Baptist, you know what I'm saying? And it's because he be baptizing people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Giving
do.
them that good old stiff arm, bringing in the physicality. So yeah, it's good to hear that Sugar Free was out there, you know what I'm saying, putting in the work.
Sugar free. Yeah, man. So I'm glad to hear that. Now let's get to the quarterbacks. You know, uh, let's start with Mendoza. Let's start with Mendoza. They said he had an up and down day. He had a few off target throws, especially in the one-on-one period, which is one-on-one period. That's interesting. And he fumbled a snap twice, but he finished the morning strong. I'm glad. What do you think? Because I keep saying what I think. What do you think initially when you hear that?
On the 101 period?
Yeah. Or just the mere fact he had an up and down day and he fumbled the snap twice and some off target throws on the up the one-on-ones.
Got to be better than that. we can't afford to have that. You know what I'm saying? And you're in charge. You know what I'm saying? When the ball's in your hand, you're supposed to handle that. So I really don't want to go in on bruh, but you got to be better than that. How you feeling?
Yeah. Well, how I feel about that is this, and the world is yours. I love that name. My channel is Business Decision Sports. I think somebody put it in, Pizzle put it in or something like that. Yeah. To type it in just like that, all one word, so it could pop up. The algorithm is kind of playing with my channel right now since the monetization. They're trying to find a wider audience and some branding sponsors and stuff like that. So just put it all in one word, it will pop up that way. So the way I feel about it is this. One-on-ones it should be an offensive drill. It's a 50-50 drill, but it should be a offense dominated drill. And,
Right.
and so it does put that corner on an island so it helps them with their man-to-man coverage. You have no help. It's just you and him, mano y mano, but the receivers should pretty much dominate that. And the reason that a play should not happen shouldn't be because of the quarterback. The quarterback, he knows the route. There's no pressure on him. So all he needs to do is make the appropriate throw and see if the receiver can come down with that 50-50 ball. Turn that 50-50 ball into like a 80-20 ball or a 90-10 ball or a 100-0 ball. But if you're throwing the ball off, not only does it look bad to you, it looks bad to the receiver because guess what the corner gonna do when the play is incomplete, whether it's because of a drop, because of a knockdown pass, or because you caught it, he knock it out, or the receiver trip, or whatever. It don't matter. You know what that corner gonna do? Seatbelt locked down. I won the rep. Talk his stuff as he should, as he should. So, but it's many periods in that. So for me, when it comes to the quarterback position, there's ups and downs. So you don't want to. It's not so much how you start; is how you finish. So to hear that he finished strong, that's encouraging because I'm looking at Mendoza's body language, and I understand it, but the optics don't look good because if you see him a lot, his head is down. It's because he's in his mind and he's processing. Now, usually that might not be a good thing. For Mendoza, I think maybe that's a good thing because I do that a little bit too because I'm so critical. But being the leader, you don't other players that might not say nothing to you, they see that, then they kind of internalize that himself. But he's a rookie. I'm not being overly critical because I just think he's just trying to get it. So that body language is kind of screaming, I'm in my own head a little bit. But I'm glad to see that he's responding because that's what you do want to see is him respond. But as a quarterback, you got to have that short memory. My memory is so short, I forget things in my regular life, more or less a bad play, because once something happened, I just let it go, and it is what it is. But I'm glad to see that he did finish strong.
So what you telling me, Black, is that he needs to start week 1?
No. Where you get that from? Did it sound like I said that? No, not at all.
Hey, look, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's what some people believe, you know what I'm saying? He need to start week 1.
Yeah, no, yeah. When I heard it, I was like, the last thing they need to do is start him week one because everyone was saying, what if Mendoza comes in and he does this and does that and then do this? And I'm like, those are a lot of ifs. And I'm trying to tell you guys, that's not really how that works. And but let's assume that I was gonna take the position of what if he does come in and light it up and light it up? Because I definitely said if he came in and threw for 500 yards with 6 touchdowns and no interceptions, that's not indicative of how he gonna play in the regular season. Um, it just means that he's kind of on pace, like really on pace. Because I've seen quarterbacks that came in with those kind of stats in preseason and came on the field and stunk it up like a turd, since that's the cringe word for the day. So, uh, but you got to have the ability to fight through all 4 quarters when you're the quarterback, and the team is looking to you to be that reinforcement, that positive. But I think Mendoza understands that. He knows he's not going to start, so I just think he's just trying to get it right inside his own mind. And then when it gets to the time where he's actually in the game, then it's not going to be an issue at all, or a minimal issue at least.
Hey, look, but these are the things that um, these are the signs that need to be raised and not ignored when you do see these types of things. I'm not saying that he's completely stinking it up, but he's
Right.
he's not all the way there yet, and we need to just you know thank God we got a starting quarterback in there to where we don't have to throw him out there, to get it done. So he's learning, he's growing, and these are the growing pains. But he definitely needs to clean it up because again, these are one-on-ones. This is not. I mean, there's not really any pass rush. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like someone's really rushing him up. You know what I'm saying? Where he feels like, oh, the heat is on me and I'm trying to get this ball out. So there's a lot of factors that um, are not implied that definitely have to be taken a look at. So he's going to learn from it. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys that I think, he is going to learn from his mistakes. So let's just see what he does. Next practice is he? You know what I'm saying? Is he going to turn that around?
Yeah, I'm not going to be too critical of him because I understand that he's not going to start. So that body language thing is he can work on that, um, and it will as he get more confidence, it will naturally work itself out. It's just that he's like they say he's trying to drink through a fire hose right now. And see, I'm kind of concerned that the outside noise. Hopefully, he's blocking it out. Is putting even more pressure on him because he's like, I want to start, but I mean, I got to play at this level to get there. And it's like, bro, there's no level for you to get to. I don't know if this is the case in his mind or not, but there's no level for you to get to. Just get it, bro. And if this is what you got to do to get to it, go on and do that. So I'm not too hard pressed about what he's doing so far, but these are just little things that I'm seeing, and I'm sure they'll clean those things up, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Just let's not be hypercritical of him to the point where we're thinking he should go out there first practice, light it up, look like Kirk Cousins, play better than Kirk Cousins. So then later on we can say we should start him because we're not going to start him. Like that should just be a reality at this point.
And if you are in denial, then you might be a certain group
And
of
then
people. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you really might be.
You might be a Nando sexual. Now you might there's levels to it. You might be full blown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nando sexual, or you might be borderline. But you might be in that category. And if you
Yeah.
don't know what a Nando sexual is, definitely go over to Raider Twuan. Check out the latest video on Are You Nando sexual?
Turday. That's what we'll call it. A turday. I like that. I like that. Don't be a turday. So let's get to Captain Kirk. Kirk Go Bangs. Kirk Go Bangs. They say he started practice out 7 for 7. He was commanding the offense, looking like that guy, looking like that dude. They said he had a pair of nicely placed throws to Ian Thomas and Jalen Naylor. So he out there, doing what he does. Maybe not, like he did the other day in practice in the red zone, like throw a gang of touchdowns to Brock Bowers. But I just think he's coming along the way he is. He's been through several camps, so he understands how to pace himself. And we just want him to get his rhythm together and get that O line together and that continuity together, and so we can hit the ground running, jogging at the least. So I'm liking what I'm hearing about Kirk Cousins. As long as we don't hear a whole lot of negativity, I don't want to. I hope he's not going to hit a wall or something like that. And I think he's going to be fine. So I'm happy about that. What about you? What say ye?
Hey, that's our quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So we need him to do well and continue to set the foundation of this team. So I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's also gonna make his mistakes. You know what I'm saying? This is also
Right.
He's gonna throw a pick every once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's gonna be as expected. You know what I'm saying? In this establishment of this offense. So yeah, let's continue to watch that, continue to see the connections that he's making with Brock Bowers and who he's starting to favor, because he's starting also as a starting quarterback. He's also trying to figure out who he can really rely on when things get hot. You know what I'm saying? When things are breaking down, I can always rely on Trey Tucker or whoever it may be. So he's going to lean on some guys, but he needs to in camp figure out who he can lean on.
Yeah, absolutely. So I agree. Well, let's finish it up with the DBs and the safeties, because I said I haven't heard a lot of things about Stooks.
Uh-huh.
Some people said that there were some things out there. I just hadn't heard about them. And today was the first time I heard some things about him. And I'm kind of curious about him. They said that he got beat twice, allowing catches by Naylor and Tom Tompkins. Now, that might sound bad. We don't know what the route was. He's got the most pressure on him over there on the defense, because we're relying on that young man to essentially hold us down. He's the last line of defense. Like, if you get by everybody else, he's got to be the last guy you can get through. So he's going to be the guy I have the most patience with, because I know once he gets it, it's going to just go. It's going to be what he's going to be, what I call a force multiplier. And I think I'm a little patient with him. I don't know what the passes were that he gave up catches on, but that's what I heard. I mean, according to reports out of camp. So Stoops is out there trying to get it in like he's supposed to. What are you thinking about Stoops?
I mean, and we gotta, put it in perspective that he's a rookie, and this is a guy that is not just playing one position, but it seems like they're going to be using him in multiple ways. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be a free safety, and then one day he might be in the box, and then one day he might be a nickel. One day, they've also been talking about he might even play a little corner. You know what I'm saying, on the outside. Like they're very high on the multiplicity of things that Stoops brings to the table. So, I think they might be throwing a lot at him, at this point, and when someone's throwing a whole lot at you and you're young, you're going to make mistakes, and that's going to be, as expected. So again, like you said, Black, I'm not going to go too hard on him. You know what I'm saying? At this point, just continue to learn from your mistakes and let that mistake be your last mistake. You know what I'm saying? Don't make the same mistake, you know what I'm saying, twice. You know what I'm saying? Learn from that mistake and don't let it happen again. So that's a part of what was going to be brought to the table with Stooks. I'm not worried about him at all. I think out of everybody in the draft class, that's one guy that I'm definitely not worried about.
Yeah, that's facts. That's one guy I'm not worried about at all. And like you said, they throwing a lot at him. So too much is given, much is expected. But we definitely got to give him time because we got to remember he is a rookie. Now, let's talk about E. Stokes. Red, that's his nickname, Red. Not to confuse him with Stooks, because I know is very really close. Stooks, they said he had a few reps in which Brandon Johnson and Jalen Naylor had a hard time breaking away. Stooks, however, was flagged for deep defensive pass interference. I mean, defensive holding, excuse me. And let's just say he was not pleased about that. So it's like he locked in already. He like, I'm
Stooks
trying to
or
get it
Stokes?
how I live. Stokes. See, we just did it. Stokes, Eric Stokes. Stokes was out there locking it down. I'm not concerned, but I do have my eye on him because he had a good first year. I think he's gonna get tested a little bit more this year. I like to see him get some interceptions. But if you can't get the interceptions, make sure you in the hip pocket of those wide receivers so they don't get yards after catch, or you can get some knockdowns. But they said he did get a defensive holding. They have reps out there, so it's good to see what the refs are going to be looking for, so we can work on that in camp.
Yeah, I think Stokes is the veteran in that room, and I think he's going to be relied on to be the veteran in the room. He's another guy that I definitely don't have much concern about. We'll see how he when it week one and moving forward how it plans out. But during camp, I'm not really too much word on it. I'm saying? It seems like he's doing well. I'm saying? He giving our wide receivers some good looks. I'm saying? Our wide receiver just as well as our corner did today. I'm saying? Our wide receivers are going to have to go back to their room and figure out how, go back to the drawing table and figure out how they can, get free from Stokes, So it's going to be a back and forth competition, and that's what you want to see. You don't want to see one side, completely dominating, in totality of the camp.
Right, for sure. Yeah, so Stooks out there playing well. I'm looking forward to. I hope his play can continue to be on an upward trend because once you get the bag, sometimes you get a little complacent, and then you kind of feel like you arrived. And I think Coach Kubiak has done a good job of letting everybody know that no one has arrived other than Brock Bowers.
Right.
And so let's talk about Jermon and Masses. We've heard a lot about Masses. He's trending. But the thing about him is we want to see him in pads. So they say that Jermod and Masses were both called for a DPI, defensive pass interference, but McCoy bounced back to break up a pass intended for Derek Young. So there's a lot of reps that's going on. I mean, it's going to be where the defense wins sometimes, the offense wins sometimes. So when these reports come out, it's up to the person who's writing it to highlight those things. And I'm not really, because you're going to catch passes. There's just sometimes the quarterback can throw the ball where only the receiver get it, and that could be the reason why the pass interference occurred. Plus, you got to think these defensive guys are hungry. They want to play like it's the first season. The first preseason game is next week,
Right.
and that's how they're feeling about it. So they might be a little aggressive. So I'm going to watch how our defense temper for the rest of this time. But I don't want us to take away the aggression because we are going to be an aggressive defense. We just got to make sure we don't give the refs reason to throw flags on us during critical times. I want us to play so well that the refs cannot take the games away from us, and that should be our goal.
Yeah, we definitely got to be more. We got to be disciplined, especially with the secondary. We don't want those types of penalties. But again, they're learning, and one of the things that's tough for a corner coming from college is, that in college they're a little more handsy versus what they allow in the NFL. So, you know, these guys are going to have to definitely make their adjustments. You know what I'm saying? And what went well for them in college, you know what I'm saying, may not necessarily completely fly in the NFL. So they have to make their adjustments. And I'd rather have them make their adjustments in camp than to make their adjustments through the weeks. You know what I'm saying? When Bulls are really flying.
Right. Yeah. So good first day. You know, it wasn't perfect, but I did hear that it was very well structured. It was nice, very good for Coach Kubiak's first had it practice because it can get out of
Right.
hand. Like he said in the presser, that let's make sure that that we hit right, that we thud right. Make sure we don't get none of our own players hurt. Let's get the technique down and let's get to work. We have work to do. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there because we're gonna do what they say can't be done. And I moved my number up last night from 7 wins to 8 wins. So now my floor was 6, my ceiling was 8. Now my floor is 7 and my ceiling is 9. So I'm expecting 7 wins minimal, and I think we might be able to. 9 is the ceiling because, like I said last night, I'm not seeing Coach Kubiak feeling us lose 10 games this year. Like 10 games, he might feel that's. I don't want to use the word failure, but it is not something that you should be excited about. We'll come in and say, look, we won twice as many games as last year if we win 6 or 7 games. I don't think this regime is looking at that. I think if you have a coach that just came out of a Super Bowl, his mindset is Super Bowl because he knows how good that feels, and then to be able to come in as the lead man and lead this franchise to a Super Bowl victory. Oh my God, that'd be like winning 2 or 3 Super Bowls. That's just how I feel about that. So, if you got anything you need to see, I'm still sticking to 6 until we see preseason games. Yeah, that's fair. The reason why I bumped up mine is because I seen Kirk Cousins do a $150. He was sideways doing a $150. Like people was thinking he was over there on his way to the graveyard already, and he had
Right.
to show y'all what it was about. So I was like, oh, he playing coy with y'all, like he ready. Like I just feel like Kirk Cousins gonna come in and do his Dougie. He gonna do his big one. So I'm excited. So I had to bump it up one more game. I really want to say we're gonna go to the playoffs. I really want to say that only because that if you don't believe not gonna make it to the playoffs, you're probably not gonna make it to the playoffs. In order to make it to the playoffs, you gotta believe it, not just say it. You gotta really believe it. Believe it to the point that you can tell people, yeah, we gonna be a playoff team this year. Forget about the failure part of it if you don't make it, because people are going to be like, oh, you didn't make it. You said you're going to do this. But I just feel like that you got to have the mentality first before you can achieve what you're trying to achieve. So I'm creeping up closer. I might see some preseason games and kind of start warming up to the idea of playoffs. And then I don't think I'm gonna jump out the window before the season starts to say that. But if we go in here and we win these first 2 games, I know that might not be indicative of the whole season because last year we won game 1 and we ended up losing 10 straight after that. But if the way we play shows me that we are further along than expected, then I'm going to expect that we're going to shock some teams. And there's some teams that's not looking as good as they did last year. I think the Broncos is one of those teams. I'm talking about teams on our schedule. I think the Niners might have some issues. I don't know where Patrick Mahomes really is going to be at. I think they're going to try to, revamp the offense to a degree because he is still hurt. I don't care if he is out there or not. He's not 100%. But then again, an 80% Patrick Mahomes is better than maybe 70% of the league. So you can't count him out, and the Chiefs. So I just think that maybe we'll go ahead and fight and see what it do. We win a couple of games that we're not supposed to, then hey, we might really be right there on the cusp or right there on the fringe of that playoff run. And if not this year, Why not next year?
I think again the foundation and everything else is being established as we speak. I think Kubiak, in the mindset of Kubiak, he wants to win now. It's not the rebuild is the responsibility of Spytech, not Kubiak. Kubiak is there to win games. So yeah, he coming off of a Super Bowl. Yeah, he might look at 10 wins, not meeting the mark. So yeah, there's definitely intensity and a passion to get that done, even in year one.
Yeah, I'm thinking I think he could be happy with a little bit over 500, 9-8. I think he'll be okay with that. You know, if we're over 500, that I think he'll be okay with that. So that's 9 wins. If we go 8 and 9, I mean, like at the end of the day, you can be like, oh, okay, cool. I'm not gonna really be extra salty about it, but at the end of the day, I want to at least be 500. So that's 9-8. So I think, like you said, Kubiak might be looking at 10 as the measuring stick, or not just Kubiak, just all of our coaches. So I hope we fight for that. And speaking of fighting, I'm going to tell you guys one more time, make sure y'all subscribe because this Friday, the Fight or Flight Club is going to be our debate show. It's going to be our Raider debate show where we're going to talk about Raider topics, old and new and current, and maybe a little bit some things in the futures. So we're going to definitely talk about it. You see Raider Twuan on there, Pizzle is on there. Raiders First Down is on there. My boy Yerp is on there. So we should be very excited about that coming up for Friday at 8:30 West Coast time. Let's see here. Let's see. Do you got a word for him, brother?
You know what? I actually do. You know what I'm saying? Take the time to tell somebody that they're worth it. That they're worth it. A lot of things in this world will always compare you to something. This person's better than that person. This person does this better than this person. And a lot of those people end up going down this rabbit hole of I'm not worth it. I'm not this, I'm not that. So go to your loved ones, go to your little niece, go to your nephew, go to your little brother, go to your little sister, and tell them that they're worth it. And if you want, go further than that. Tell them why they're worth it. Tell them what they mean to you. And guess what? How much that costs? Completely free. So go ahead and tell your loved one that they're worth it.
Yes, sir. You guys are worth it as well. You guys are worth it as well. Cash Lord Raider, thanks for hacking in. You came, you jumped on the BART before we took off. I appreciate you because you coming with the fire comments already. Bo Nix barely put up 10 points on us last season, and we could score 10 points. So I don't think that's going to be the issue here. So that kind of leans into what I was saying. Like a lot of these teams aren't going to be who they were last year. Yesterday's price isn't today's price. Preseason games, August 13th against the Cardinals, August 20th, the Raiders against the Texans, and the 27th, the Niners against the Raiders. Gerald, what's good with you? He said, hello, guys. Thank you for hacking in with us. He said, we're going to win. Now, this ain't high school. You came in late, but that's a fresh take. I love it. I give that 0 ice cube, straight lace, no chase. I absolutely believe that. I believe that from day one that this is not high school. We're not trying to. We're building for the future, but we're trying to win right now too. Let's not play with it. Pause. That sounded weird. He said Mahomes, especially when I was about to say this word, Mahomo coming off the knee and Bo Nick's ankle surgery plus Sherbert. I love that. He got that turf toe and he had that the injury to his arm. So, these guys ain't gonna be who they used to be. And hey, that's our window of opportunity right now. So take that opportunity to take advantage of it. And so I want to thank you, Chat Raiders, for hacking in today. I definitely want to thank Raiders First Down for being the sponsor of the show today. I definitely want to thank J-Ro for coming in and sponsoring the show as well. I want to give an extra special thanks to our new members. Alfredo, thank you for hacking into the membership. I promise you it'll be worth it. Bruce Willis, thank you for becoming a new member to the membership. I appreciate it. 5 for pulling up. I appreciate Pizzle for sure. Brother Yaya, I appreciate you. Dark, thank for hacking in. Let's see. Who else was in there today? We had a few people in there. If I miss your name, Cool Kev, Rafa, um, man, Jay Mars. It was a lot. It was a lot of you guys. I appreciate you, Castillo. I saw some new faces, so I definitely appreciate you guys, and I think I speak for Raider Twuan as well when it comes to that. And like I always say, we appreciate the love, we appreciate the loyalty. There's only one nation, that's the Raider Nation, all day, every day. Because I'm a Raider, Twan's a Raider, y'all Raiders, whether they be from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. I'm a Raider though.
I'm a Raider from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Recipes to Al Davis.